for some flawless free agents? I am. Who ready for some flawless free agents? I am. Homage to my man T.O. What's up, everybody? This your boy, Anthony Blake Jr., back with another episode. Flawless fantasy football. Man, we getting down to it, ain't we? Week 11 is complete. We on the week 12. That's wild, man. We gonna be somber and crying here after a while. No more football. Basically, we like 3 months in, basically. So that's pretty cool. So we're here to try to pick up some flawless free agents. I know y'all probably done checked out other stuff by now, and everybody's crying about, oh, it's not much out there, it's not much. Guess what? You know, you shouldn't be relying on picking up these players. Because when you're right with me, you should already have like a stockpile of high profile players just ready to get in there and get the ball in for you. Now every once in a while, yeah, you gotta do the waiver wire. Not every once in a while, you gotta do it and do it often, but to like truly depend on it. We shouldn't be needing to do that around here at Flawless Fantasy. We supposed to see these trends, hop on them, and persevere and pound jokers out and get the W. So let's just get to it, because I ain't going to hold y'all up too much. Y'all heard about AP getting cut today. Let this be a lesson to you guys. Not my guys, because I keep saying it. Man, these old cats, we've seen the best of them. When we've seen the best of them, don't freaking go reaching for these dudes, man. How many times? It pans out of maybe 9 or 10 opportunities. It paid out once, maybe for Devontae Freeman. So it's like, and guess what? The old boy had to get hurt, for him to ascend like he did. And he's not running great. He's just being opportunistic and getting the volume and getting the touchdown. But more power to him. But just not worth it, man. Youth. Stick with the youth. Dynamic youth. All right, man, let's get to popping, man. Playing around. Got time to be preaching y'all today. We're going to start with the QBs. All right, then Brown. I'm tired of looking for my black one. Y'all probably might even know the difference. All right, listen. One of my YouTubers, actually, YouTube followers, actually one of my homeboys of mine, good friend of mine, Joy. He'll be probably one of the first ones to watch this. Him and Canoa Boat. I don't know if I'm really saying that right, my man. Kano, I just say Kano. They watch my stuff pretty much first. What I'm about to say, yeah. My boy Joy, he was like, oh, things good use for using up the whole board with the free agents. He said that like a couple weeks ago. It's like, look at here. If I got 5 to 6 people I'm gonna put down, I'll do it. If I only have 3 that I want to recommend, that's all you get. Okay? Because I'm not gonna sit up here and list 4 and 5 people for shits and giggles. No, I'm not doing that. So if I can truly recommend them, if you get caught up in a situation, and that's how they'll make the list. Alright? Now let's go. QBs. Bye weeks this week are Kansas City and friggin' Arizona. Alright? Those are the bye weeks. So, as far as the quarterbacks go, you might have your boy, freaking Butner from KC. He might be your freaking starting freaking quarterback. But most people probably already have a backup for Mahomes. And if you already had freaking Arizona freaking quarterback with his glass ass, with his non-wanting to freaking play unless DeAndre Hopkins is playing. I was going to make a video about that, but I don't know if I wouldn't want to waste my time on that freaking dude. Murray's a coward. He played this crap early in the preseason as well, where the coach wanted him to play, but the rest of a lot of other stars wasn't going to play, like Hopkins and maybe a couple of people, and he whined and complained about it to the coach, and the coach was all pissed off. I didn't like that dude then. That's why I dropped him a lot of my rankings. Can't stand that dude. He was a punk, and he's soft. He's glass. he goes as far as freaking Hopkins goes. That's why the son of a gun ain't want to play, because he ain't want to get exposed. All right, enough of that. Let's go with Taylor Heineken. I'm gonna tell you something. This dude's been very, very, very good lately. You know, he had 21 points against Tampa. He had 27 and a half versus Carolina. You know, so and Carolina got a good defense. So had 3 touchdowns with them. And the beautiful thing about it is, if you got Mahomes or if you got somebody that's a kind of a flaky player or whatever, man, play him. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Play him. He played Monday night against Seattle, and everybody knows Seattle trash, you know? So, you know, he's a good play for Monday night, man. They're getting their weapons back. They're getting Lucas Thomas back, supposedly. McLaurin's doing well. Man, no, it's operating over there, man. I can easily see this dude bumping up, getting 25, maybe even 30 points on Monday night. But a person like me, I don't have to worry about these things because I have Brady in 2 leagues and Josh Allen in my 2nd league. So this is for people that need that, not me. Number 2. Let's go with, man, it's going to suck writing this down, but I'm going for upside here. I'm going to go Zan Wilson. Now here's when I say this. Mike White and Joe Flacco have shown that this offense can pop. It can pop. So while he's been sitting down nursing, because they didn't want to bring him back for no. Oh, I put him with a K. They didn't want to bring him back unless he was 100%. I can't blame him. But at the end of the day, if Mike White and Joe Flacco is balling, he better freaking ball too. Especially when he's throwing it to my dog Elijah Moore. That's right. We talked about that. I prophesized that. Drafted him in all 3 leagues. Unfortunately, I only currently got him in 2. Stuff happens. Number 3. Man, he ain't never seen this before. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence made my freaking list. You know the reason why he's playing at home this week? Against Atlanta. Enough freaking said. If he can't make it happen here, man, so many people is all on Trevor Lawrence nuts. Oh, Trevor, you're just grabbing Trevor. Oh, Trevor, put it all on me. No, Trevor better prove himself this game here, or I want to hear jack about Trevor. So many of these experts saying, oh, he can be a quarterback 1. Oh, he can be this. Freaking overrated freaking dudes, man. This is his prime opportunity. If he can't make it pop at home against Atlanta, he's trash, and nobody ever been there to talk about Trevor Lawrence, even as a quarterback 3. All right, now on to running backs. Okay, now let's get back. Running backs. All right. Again, not going to write everything down. Right? All these running backs down. Only people that I would recommend in dire situations. Okay? Not just putting people up here just for content's sake. Number 1. As you all know, I'm not going to make this a semi-news and notes, as I remember I'll say it, mention it. But the Texans released Philip Lindsay today, meaning there are only 2 running backs over there. So guess what? I'm going to have to prioritize the guy that had 18 carries, not the has-been David Johnson. So that means Sexy Rexy, Burkhead. They're playing against, I think they're playing against, let's see who they're playing against. Texas playing against the Jets. I believe that's right, the Jets. Let me check on that just to make sure. Correct. They're playing at home against the Jets. So, if Rex at Burkhead is going to get another 18 carries or close to it, solid freaking pick. For a lesser, you would want to pick up David Johnson, fine. That means his uptick will go up more, even though old boy Lindsay didn't have much work. He only had probably about 2 or 3 carries. But they only got 2 guys over there. Now, mind you, Rex can't catch. But all depends how much they're going to be dumping it down. So if you want to go Rex and then David Johnson as a flex, go right ahead. But I would prioritize Rex a little bit ahead of him, of course. Number 2. Now this guy, he was on the waiver show before, but unfortunately because Michael Carter and his MCL, you're going to have Ty Johnson. I know some people that still have Ty Johnson on their team, which is great. Meaning you don't have to go fish for him because you got a running back already. Now, here's the unfortunate thing, that they have old boy Tevin Coleman there. Tevin Coleman is nothing but another Adrian Peterson type guy, where we've seen the best of him, and he's old and he's washed. And it's the second half of the season, so one would assume that the head coach is not in the business of sitting up here and trying to waste time using an aging person that's not going to be there next year. So Ty Johnson will be a solid, super solid flex for somebody if they don't have a better option. Sometimes you might have a better option. Either way, it's still best to have him on your team and nobody else not have him. Number 3. I drafted this guy in all 3 leagues, but unfortunately, he got hurt. But timing's everything. Tony Jones Jr. Right. Now we all know that Alvin Kamara is out. And he's going to miss some time. I knew that because they started bringing in everybody and started acting crazy. And even once they make that transaction. They brought in Ingram. But at the end of the day, listen, everybody's going to be wrong about stuff. But it depends how wrong or how much are you wrong. And are you right about the big things? Me, I'd be right about a lot of big things, I was right about CMC. We knew that. Not being an RB run. And also, I was right about Kamara. If you go back and you look at my top 10 running backs, my list, Kamara's not on there. And I said because he's going to get hurt and he won't make the top 12. I think he was at 6 or 7 when he got hurt. So this will be 3 games, so people be zooming right past him. And I think he'll miss more time than that. Anyway, enough about me. I'm just saying, not many people gonna have the freaking analytics can't teach you that. See, that's a lot of times these little preppy little boys up here, they wanna hop on their YouTube and understand what analytics. Oh, this divided by this and all. Who cares if he's glass and he's subject to freaking not make it? Analytics can't tell you that. Tony Jones Jr. Now the reason I put him up here too is because Ingram been missing practice. He missed today. And obviously he got hurt in the last game he played in. So he got banged up against the Eagles. So Tony Jones' stock may be going up. And if so, he may have starting duties this week. So he's somebody you can look at if you don't have better options. Or even if you do, you never know. He might have been playing the rest of the year. Might have been a league winner for somebody. That's how they do. They come out the woodwork and start popping around about week 9 through week 12. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe 13 at the latest, whatever. Just power your way through until playoff time. So there you go. Rex Burkhead, number 1. Ty Johnson, number 2. Tony Jones Jr., number 3. Yeah, I can mention Travis Homer, DJ Dallas, Matt Breida, Dontrell Hilliard. Messy situations. And I don't care if they just cut AP. They got the other dude over there that run well too, Foreman. So it's like, they don't know what the hell they want to do. And then Tennessee's actually like they're in disarray too. So I just want to recommend these guys. Stay away from that nonsense. Get these 3. If not, get one of these 3 and use them if you want to. If not, just play who on your team already. On to wide receivers. All right, wide receivers. Wide receiver time. Wide receiver time. Okay, listen. All right, sweet to the point. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I just feel some type of way. I feel some type of way. I'm just going ahead and put him up here. MVS, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. All right, now, listen, the dude, y'all should know who that is, you know what I'm saying? So, let's not play dumb. MVS, the thing about it, we all know he can be hit or miss, right? But with Green Bay, and a lot of people always look at Devontae Adams, and not to say they're taking anything from Devontae Adams, but the dude had 10 targets. 10. Now, if Aaron gonna be throwing the ball to that dude 10 targets, hell, even 8 or 7, that should be enough for him to get a nice catch, a deep catch, or if not a deep catch and keep running. So now I know Allen Lazard didn't play, so that's one thing you gotta keep in the play. But he pops more than Allen Lazard. And if Allen Lazard don't play again, not to say he'll come through and he'll do the 4 for 123 and a touch again, but hey, you got to watch out for that. They played it at home against the Rams this week. So, Jalen Ramsey might be guarding Adams majority of the time, even though, Adams is Adams. Nobody can lock up Adams. But yeah, it might be a good shot for him. It seemed like they not, see, that's the thing. Even though they throw it, I think he got about 5 or 6 catches. Dylan. But, it's not Aaron Jones, so more balls are going downfield, vice being dumped off, because, Dylan would still get, a few targets, and get a few targets. So it's more than going downfield. MVS could be a nice pickup this week and play if you need be. Number 2, Cedric Wilson. Now look, I am not pro Dallas. I got Pollard in all 3 of the leagues. Just waiting for Zeke to just lay it down. He's so close, ain't he? He just teetering. He teetering because we know Zeke already tapped out. He like this. He going down. As soon as he tap, Pollard, monster. Anyway, enough about me. This dude, he had 7 targets against the Chiefs. Unfortunately, he only went 4 catches for 36 yards, right? But, if CeeDee Lamb going to miss with his concussion, because he's still in the concussion protocol, and Cooper going to miss, you know what I'm saying, because his situation, he's not going to play. Dallas plays at home versus the Raiders, I believe it is, on Thanksgiving. So, look, it's going to be volume going his way. They can't just throw it. They're just not going to be able to run. So, he might be elevated to the number 1 wide receiver if the main 2 guys don't play, and they'll use a lot of the tight ends as well. But this is the week to play him if the other 2 dudes don't play. And if he don't produce, hell, even if he do produce, when he'll cut candidate after that because the other 2 guys are going to be back and then you never play him. So, and number 3, he may, I don't know, I'm going to go ahead and put him on here because he'll be out there in the majority of the leagues. Because I know he's out there in one of the leagues I play in for sure. Second league, league number 2. I'm going to put him up here. I'm going to put Brandon Ayuk. He was in the doghouse for the longest. He probably, if he's not out there in the waivers, he probably just got picked up. San Fran's playing great now. They got everybody back except on the receiving side. Kittle's playing great. The last 4 games he's had 8. No. Last 3 games he's had 8 targets, 4 targets, and 7 targets last week. And the game he has 4 targets in was the one that playing against Rams when they just ran it down their throat, so they really didn't need him. So outside of that, he had 8 targets and 7 targets if throwing that game away in the last 2 games, throwing the other one out. So and he scored. He's been scoring as well. So in those games. So look, man, Brandon Ayuk seems like he's heating up and everything's going good for him. So like I said, if you ain't got a better option, he's somebody you can pick up and play with confidence. This week. So they play against the Vikings this week, and then play against the Seahawks. Come on, man, come on. Number 4, I feel like I'm going through the same thing I went through with Marcus Johnson last week. I'm gonna go with Nick Westbrook. Nick Westbrook, Ikeen, or whatever his last name is. I'm not gonna say last name. It's like -IKHINE. Why does grown men be having, hyphens in their name like they're women or something, where they're trying to keep their name or something? I don't like that. But nevertheless, if AJ Brown ain't gonna play, glass. Julio ain't gonna play, he's the man to play. Only bad thing, they're going up against the Patriots. And the Patriots ain't having that. So he might just score. I mean, he might just have some volume. But what's that volume going to equate to, So, yeah. There you go with that. Those are my 4 candidates for wide receivers. All right? If you're first time watching, everybody make sure they hit the like button. I'm going to just pause for a second. If you haven't hit it already, go ahead and hit it. Like clickation. Thank you. All right, anybody, your first time here, subscribe to the channel. Listen, this is where, in Flawless Fantasy Football, me with Anthony Blake Jr., Flawless Fantasy Football, you hear what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, okay? And this is the only fantasy football personality, me, that actually show what my team is, show what my records are, so I'm just not bumping my gums saying good things that happen to me. I bet you it's a bunch of freaking analysts out there talking about how they had Jonathan Taylor and he scored, but they're lying. But they ain't never going to show you. But y'all know I had Jonathan Taylor. I'd have had them all 3 unless the second one had to snipe me. Because y'all know I've been stomping on it all year, even in the preseason. So nevertheless, I'm the realest out there. And everybody that's sleeping on me, let them stay asleep. There go my wide receivers for this week. Let's bounce the tight ends. Speaking of records and stuff like that, that's gonna be a weekly thing I'm gonna do, especially from now to the end of the season, since we're over halfway. I think it's kind of good that I did it. I waited, like to week 10 or whatever when I started doing it. So doing it every week would have probably got redundant, So wait till the meat of them season's done. So all right, number 1. So that video will be coming out maybe Thursday. Maybe something good to watch while you're eating turkey and eating, in between games and between your commercials and stuff. Give you a little bit of fantasy to check out. So I may just drop that Thursday. I drop it Thursday morning, all right? Sound good? All right. Yeah. All right, number 1, Cole Kmet. He had a rough game last week. I don't know why he didn't do more against Baltimore. Maybe because they gave freaking doggone Mooney like 15, 16 targets. Boy, Dalton wasn't playing around. They took like, he's just throwing it to him. Which was great for me because I had Mooney in league number 2. Really helped pull me out because, hell, I only won that sucker by 2.5 points. But playing the Lions on Thanksgiving, and, it's just going to be him and Mooney over there getting the rock thrown to him. Detroit's not going to have no resistance. They're not going to offer any. And he's a great tight end play. So if you don't have, I know somebody, I'm playing against somebody. I can't stop him though, to be honest with you, because I'm ahead of him in the standings. He had CEH and he had for Kansas City. Can't think of his name, but yeah, I had him. So freaking, he may go get him if he ain't got a second tight end. I'm just brainstorming, what I'm saying. Just you got to deal with me for a little bit. All right, Cole Kmet though, he did real good. No brainer pick right here. I don't know, you wouldn't have no tight end for Arizona, but if you had had a boy from KC, you could replace him with him. Or if you just needed an option for this week to get the W. I know a lot of y'all probably be in position to get a W. So you might not want no tight end that's going to give you 4 or maybe 5 points. Get the one that's going to have you upside. I think you'll score. I think you'll score on Thanksgiving. Definitely get you double digits. Number 2, lower ceiling, of course, but he get 5 to 7 targets all the time, it seemed like. He went 4 for 53 last week. But he had the Ravens this week. But, it just seemed like he's reliable. Austin Hooper. He ain't going to jump off the page on you. But he'll do just fine. Number 3. They play the Ravens this week, like I said. Oh, man. This kind of blows because I never really know who they're going to go to first. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put... Adam Troutman got hurt this past week and he's out for like 5 4 to 6 weeks. And I believe they gave this dude they gave him a healthy scratch. But I think they're going to need him this week. Juwan Johnson. He hasn't done much since week 1. He caught 2 touchdowns week 1. You know, probably was a quick waiver ad. Didn't do jack week 2. Didn't do jack week 3. And then he caught a touchdown week 4. But he's pretty much been, you know, MIA. But they're going to need him now, especially if they want him to, you know, we need somebody to do that Adam Trotman role. You know, so Adam Johnson could be good. He's athletic. And he could shake a little something. All right? So Juwan Johnson for New Orleans Saints is a good option. Waiver option. And there's something near and dear to my heart, okay? Because this guy was on my little bold prediction show. Bold declaration show I did. So I reached deep and put this dude in here as a top 5, you know, like a possible top tight end. Mind y'all swinging for the fences with my eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? I'd be the first to admit that. But Anthony Firsker. The dude, he did good. He had a solid stat line. You know, he had 5 catches. It was for a measly 26 yards, and he recovered that's fluky, but he recovered a fumble in the end zones. But he had like 9 points or something like that. That's in standard. So basically, if you do hands out, so he had about 11.5 points. But Anthony First, I think he can do good. Mind you, he's on the bottom of the list. Cole Clement, Austin Hooper, Juwan Johnson, and Anthony Firsker. Okay, but I prefer you get one of these top 3s. The other 4, that's a reach. But I like that dude. You know, so let's go to defenses. All right, defense is short and quick. We're just going to go with Eagles. Number 1. And number 2, we're going to go with the Bears. All right? The Eagles play against the Giants and then at the Jets. So they got Giants and Jets. We know the Giants suck. Jets may suck. I don't know. Eagles been playing hella good. They've been getting defensive touchdowns as well. Solid defense to play this week. I don't think you've been playing Kansas City or Arizona's defense, but, you know, here we go. Great defense. Embarrassed, obviously, because they play against the Lions on Thanksgiving. So if you need a one-time spot, I don't know, man. Either one, it's congruent for 1 week. But you get a twofer right here. You get a twofer with the Eagles. So Eagles and the Bears. All right. I've taken up enough of you guys' time. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all watching. Let's pound them away. Come on, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's week 12. Start who you're supposed to start. Remember, fantasy football at the end of the day, fantasy football is just a game. I know it feels, we get high when we win or low when we lose, but at the end of the day, you can't let it stress us out. It's just a game. We'll get them next time. We'll get them the next week. We learn from our mistakes, okay? All right, Anthony Blade, Flawless Fantasy Football. Let's get them. See you guys on the next video. Peace. Holla at your boy.